8:09, 72 degrees at Wall Radio. Good morning to you. And I have to wish a good morning and a welcome to my guests in the studio. I have two gentlemen here from the American Legion, the Osborne Fitzsimmons Post 521 from Montgomery. How did I do so far?
Very well.
Okay, good. Mark Merring is here and Grady Schenck. And I did not write down your titles with the Montgomery American Legion, but you're here to talk about a whole bunch of things like a car show this weekend and more than that. But we were talking before we got on the air about the American Legion, and you asked me a really great question. You asked me, do you know what the American Legion is and what it does? And I said, well, sure. And, I think we should start with that, gentlemen. Tell us about the American Legion and the purpose and what you do, who you do it for. Please.
Well, the American Legion was started in 1919, right after World War I, when a group of officers actually realized that returning veterans, both wounded and unwounded, thank God, had no care, no facility, nothing to help them reintegrate into society. There was no VA or anything like that. So they went to Congress, got chartered in 1919. So our organization is well over 100 years old. Our post was chartered in 1919 as well.
Wow.
So we're well over 100 years old. But the American Legion itself is more than just going to meetings and, parading and that sort of thing. We do want people to remember the sacrifices of our veterans. But we also provide things like legacy scholarship programs for single-parent families who the other parent has died in action, and we actually pay about half of tuition, college tuition, for those children.
That is impressive. Yeah.
In 1919, the Boy Scouts program was adopted with the American Legion as a cooperative, and so we now are involved behind the scenes mostly with the Boy Scouts. As a matter
They're
of
called
fact,
the Scouts now.
This correct.
Yes.
Thank you. So
Yes.
the Scouts are actually cooking at our car show this year.
And the car show is the reason that we wanted to have you in now, because the car show is this weekend.
That's correct. And so we have to do fundraisers for each post to stay in business, more or less. Mm-hmm. We can't provide local veteran benefits without being present, having the funds to do so.
So many veterans have told me that civilians who have never served can just never understand what they've gone through. And I'm one of them. I wasn't there. I didn't serve, and I can't visualize. I can't help someone out of a dark place that they may be in. They really need another veteran to help them. And I know the American Legion works very hard with that.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up. We've joined with Orange County District Attorney Dave Hoovler, and a good friend of mine, Matt Healy, is the lead person for us and has volunteered so much time and effort. But I don't think people realize that right now the American Legion is strongly involved in preventing veteran suicide, which I believe is 22 people per day. Yeah. It's over 170,000 people since 2001. So we are strongly working toward that. And there will be representatives from the VA and the district attorney's office also at the car show.
And suicide prevention materials there as well.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And other things to contact. But here at the American Legion, unfortunately, most American Legion posts are not open every day, but we do have phone numbers. And, if you go to a post, there will be posted a phone number to call, and we'll start you off right there. I have to say that I got a phone call some time ago about a person I know who was considering suicide. He's still in the Marine Corps. He's about due to get out, but we provided him with the information to get to the suicide hotline, which I have to tell you is very, very personal. It's you and whoever you talk to. They're not going to call your employer. They're not going to call anybody but you, and that's a very important thing.
That's the suicide helpline 988.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
I think the key is that they're not coming to get your gun, or they're not coming to take you away. They're really calling to make sure you're okay and to see what services they can help provide.
To add the human touch that maybe you feel you've been missing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have to say that that worked out very well. I just saw the gentleman at a family function, and he took me aside and he said, "I know it was you that provided the information," and he said, "It saved me."
Wow.
So
And that keeps you going.
it works.
Yeah, it does.
Works.
It does work.
So here again, we also sponsor ROTC at Valley Central High School and the law and order programs throughout the state. And that's why we do fundraisers and try to stay in business.
And you're always looking for new members who are veterans.
That's correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Is that the only qualification to be a veteran of the U.S. military?
That's correct. Other than you have to have an honorable discharge,
Okay.
and you only had to serve 1 day now. It used to be you had to serve during wartime, but we've done away with that.
Okay. Okay.
So at this time, that's pretty much why the American Legion is there for the community. We do a lot of community events. One of the other things that we do provide is, like in the wintertime, we have a senior citizen housing in the village of Montgomery. And if we have a bad snowstorm, we go over and clean off their cars and do their driveways and
Wow.
walkways and stuff to help them
Yeah.
so they don't have to do it.
That's nice. That's nice. You're just very community oriented. Not just your fellow veterans, your whole community.
That's correct.
Very nice to
That's
hear.
correct. We are a community organization.
So, tell me about the car show this weekend.
So that's coming up. It's a lot of work, a lot of pre-work, but I have with us our first vice commander, Grady Schenck, and he has all the information on that because most of the time, unfortunately, I was involved in other things. So Grady has kind of taken control of that with one other member. So I'll turn it over to Grady.
Tell us everything, Grady.
Thanks, Mark. As you mentioned, it's a fundraiser. It helps us to support our efforts. And so we're hoping that a lot of people will come out and join with us. The idea is to come and to have fun, other people that love their cars.
Uh-huh.
And this year we're going to be an official Connecticut Cruise News ring event. For the cars that are competing, there will be 10 rings awarded at our show. And we'll also have 34 trophies that will be awarded by the Post. Now, a ring event I was curious about, it was started in Connecticut by Don Clady, a Marine veteran. It has since spread to New York and to Pennsylvania. And rules are that the first person to get 10 Best in Show rings wins a big 7-foot trophy,
Oh, my.
a championship belt that makes him look like a wrestler, and a ring and a write-up in the Connecticut Cruise newspaper.
Okay.
So it's quite an event, and it draws a lot of people.
But we haven't told them yet where it is and when it is.
I'm glad you had that question.
Okay.
The location is at Veterans Park at the Senior Center. It's on 36 Bridge Street, Montgomery, New York.
Okay.
The hours are 8 to 12, and there is no rain date, so bring your raincoat.
Okay, that's to register.
Yes.
Okay.
And the cost is $20 per show vehicle. Spectators are free.
Okay.
All categories of cars and motorcycles will be welcome.
And it's this Sunday.
This Sunday.
Okay. But for spectators, the hours, according to the flyer here, are 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to register a car to show, then you have to do that between 8 and noon. Okay. I got it.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
And I think, I'm sorry, Grady, I didn't know.
Sure, go ahead.
I think we have 34 trophies to award.
Yes, in addition to the rings.
Correct.
34 trophies and rings. Boy.
Yes.
Jewelry. Anything that gives away jewelry, I'll listen to. Okay. So the car show, is this the first one? Have you done this before?
We've done about 3 car
third.
shows.
Okay.
And,
I'm seeing
so
car
we're
shows more.
relatively
I don't
new
know.
at
Maybe
this.
I'm noticing them more this year, but I'm seeing more car shows, and they seem to be fun for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody enjoys it, and the interesting thing is people love to go to the shows. You put up a car show, and people come to enjoy being together. They
Yep.
share their
Sometimes
car.
people bring their dogs on a leash. Is that allowed at yours?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay, it's pet friendly.
Yes, it is.
All right. If there's a cat on a leash, I want to see a picture of it. But all right. So the car show is this Sunday, the 14th of July.
And as Mark mentioned, the Boy Scout Troop 33 will be serving hamburgers and hot dogs. And I'm sure everything will be fine. They all have their merit badges in cooking. So
All right,
we'll
well-
be in good shape.
That's why I'm not a good cook. I never got a merit badge. Oh.
The only thing I'd like to add to what Grady has said is that being at the senior center, and it's going to be a hot, muggy day by the sound of things. The senior center is open. It's air conditioned.
And it has restrooms.
Has restrooms.
I've been in it.
Correct.
It's a lovely,
It's a beautiful
lovely
place.
building. Uh-huh.
Not
So,
not
don't-
many shows come with a cooling station included.
That's true. That's
So
true.
don't let the hot weather keep you awake. You know, if you get overheated or warm, just go in and they'll have tables and chairs set up. So
Okay, that's good.
And our Ladies Auxiliary will have a bake sale with a large selection of raffle baskets and gift certificates also. So
Always good.
something for everybody.
We're going to take a quick break, and then I want to hear about these baskets and baked goods and things. 'Cause I don't bake for myself either. It's 8:21 at Wall Radio. We'll be right back. 73 degrees now at 8:23. Good morning. We're talking with some members of the American Legion of Montgomery, Post 52. Is that a 1?
that's
Yes.
the one.
Post 521. Mark Merring is here and Grady Schenck. They do want you to come to the car show in the village of Montgomery this Sunday from 9 till 3. And I know you wanted to talk about some other things too. Who's next? Who wants to hop in here?
We were talking before about community and how we integrate into the community. I just wanted to let people know that the American Legion consists of 14,000 American Legion posts throughout the United States, and there are some international posts as well. In 2019 is the latest figures I have. The hours given to community service was 3,817,878 hours. Contributions from the American Legion was 241,000 to the United Fund, 335,000 to the Red Cross, 696,000 to cancer research, and 408,000 to handicapped children.
Generous
So-
with your time and with your money.
Correct. So
And-
that's why our fundraisers are so important, because we not only have to fund our own post and our activities, but there are dues and things like that we have to pay, insurance on our building and that sort of thing.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But the main focus, I guess, for the car show is there will be information set up there for suicide prevention.
Yes, there will.
Okay. We do want people to remember to keep the phone number in their head, 988, the suicide helpline. but
Yes.
I know you wanted
There's
to say
also
some more.
another number that they can call for Veterans Crisis. It's 1-800-273-8255.
And where is that?
And when it answers, you press 1 for assistance. And that's a suicide prevention help desk, which can be called. There'll be cards on the tables
Okay.
at the car show that they can get this number and they can call.
Okay.
Again, when you call, they're interested in you. They're not interested in what you've done or anything that,
Right.
you know.
That's an important
They
distinction.
don't want to interfere with your life. They just want to help you get through a crisis.
Okay.
So, getting back to the car show itself, we're kind of excited. This ring event idea is something that we've never done before. So we're anxious to see, just like the public, what this is going to be all about. Apparently in Connecticut, it's become quite a popular event. And as you can see, you know, with such a big 7-foot trophy, a lot of people are competing to get that. So
Okay.
we're hoping to see some really interesting cars at the show on Sunday.
Yes.
And we invite everybody to come out and see what we find.
All right.
So-
Sunday, the 14th, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park in the village of Montgomery.
Great.
And if you go to Montgomery and you're not sure where that is, pretty much anyone can direct you.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll have plenty of signs up and
Oh,
that sort of thing.
Good idea.
You won't have any trouble finding us.
Yes.
okay.
If you're coming in, well, if you're
Don't give
coming-
directions
All
now.
right.
It never works.
Plenty of signs.
Yes.
You won't,
Follow the
you
signs.
won't
Yeah,
miss
there are
it.
many signs.
Okay, great. Gentlemen, I had one song prepared in case we had time for me to play a song in between you and this. I had the song Cars just for the car show. Thank you for all the good work that you do and for your deep and abiding love of the country, your patriotism, and for showing it in every way possible, though. Thank you so much. And best of luck with the car show on Sunday.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us, Kate. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, we did have time to play the song. It's 8:28 at Wall Radio. Gary Newman.